Block these uppercuts, they may leave you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of his street soldiers avenge me. See you talking to the game, couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more soldiers to bury. You know we just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes. You're on the way to choose your type of life cause you gotta. I tell you from now, which fighter will be the hotter. I don't think you want this one, just practice. Just challenge me when you're ready with your tactics. High punch and spin kicks, watch your back split. I see you in the air when I make you back flip. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, one box could leave you messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may leave you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of his street soldiers avenge me. See you talking to the game, couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more soldiers to bury. You know we just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes. You're on the way to choose your type of life cause you gotta. I tell you from now, which fighter will be the hotter. I don't think you want this one, just practice. Just challenge me when you're ready with your tactics. High punch and spin kicks, watch your back split. I see you in the air when I make you back flip. Select to make your first pick.
Hey, what is up, students? And welcome back, faculty, gamers, wishlist warriors, trainer analysts, and everyone who thought Summer Games Fest was over. Only to realize we have more homework to do. So welcome back to Gamer Quotient Gaming Academy. Tonight, class is back in session for part 2 of our Summer Game Fest after party. Now, last week, we started sorting through the weekend, the announcements, the showcases, the surprises, the hype, the questions, and the games that try to earn a spot on our radar. But Summer Game Fest gives us a lot to process, and one episode wasn't enough, and not all of us was here. So tonight, we're continuing the conversation. Oliver is out tonight, so the watchdog is off duty, but Nick is back with us, and that means we got our context, history, industry perspective, and probably a few deep-cut observations ready to go. And just like last week, we're leaning into our insert coin format as well, because we're not just asking, was the trailer cool? We're asking, does this game deserve our time? Does it deserve your attention? Does it deserve your money? And also, does it deserve space in your backlog? And most importantly, does it deserve the coin? Before we insert the coin, we check our intention. We start with our why. We choose one focus. We play by feel and not by FOMO. We set small win conditions because we reflect and adjust while we protect our time. Because that is what we do when we play with intention. Now, because showcase season is designed to make everything look exciting, Gaming Academy is here to kind of slow it down for you guys. Talk it out, and whatever actually sticks after the hype fades, right? So tonight's verdicts are simple. We're going to do an insert coin. Has this earned our attention? Are we going to do a wait for continue? There's potential, but we need more information. Or is it simply just a game over? Not getting the coin right now, not even on my radar. So grab your notebooks, check your wish lists, and keep your hype meter honest. Summer Game Fest After Party Part 2 continues tonight. So hype gets your attention, intention decides what stays. And tonight, class is officially in session. So let me bring the guys over here and see what's going on. Welcome. Where's my bell? Oh, it's gone.
More homework.
Boo! There you go. That's the bell right there.
Man, I returned homework is still due.
Right? What is this, college?
It is the academy. All right, guys, welcome back. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, it's good to be back for another week, everybody. I am, of course, Blazing Ace Nelson, your professor of applied sciences. I'm the guy that goes in, digs into the mechanics, and figures out not only why they work, but why they would work with you. I'm also co-hosting a separate segment with Oliver called the Philosophy of Gaming, or PHG, where we dig a little bit deeper into a game's effect on the player as they go through it, especially for their first time, or as was the case with our previous episode, the first time in like 2-3 decades.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nick. I'm back. I was sick, and it has been a crazy couple of weeks. I'm sorry I missed you last week. I am just one of the faces here on the panel. I am nothing special. I worked in the video game industry for about 20 years. Very long time working at a retro video game store, at a GameStop. So I've got a lot of retro and retail knowledge in my back pocket. I also did get to spend a little bit of time in contract work with Xbox and Xbox Research. So I pull from some of my history there as I talk about the new stuff happening in the industry. And one of my favorite things, which is retrospective, where I take a look at old missed things from my childhood, like what Redwood Studios and Sierra Online, just fun stuff. Definitely hop on our Discord. I love seeing the news. I love chatting to people, but I'm the community guy, and it's so good to be here.
I think the last 2 clips I uploaded was, one of them was about Dead is Disco, I think, and the other one was about the Sierra. The Sierra like almost had a deal with ID Software, or id Software.
Yeah, with id. That was crazy, dude. Doing a little bit of research on that. That's something that like I never realized that happened, and that was just a fun fact. Just like, hey, this thing was almost a thing. Like that would have been a crazy. Like every once in a while, James and I have talked about like what ifs in the gaming industry, like what pivot points would have been a crazy kind of coincidence or thing to happen, just knowing what we know now. Obviously, if id joined Sierra, we knew that Sierra was not long for the world after that point. So we might not have gotten a lot of different things.
Yeah, no, the multiverse would have branched off into another thing, and who knows, we would have never gotten Doom 2016 or whatever. So
Doctor Strange saw everything. He's like, don't sign.
Could have had some weird hybrid Sierra like Half-Life game.
point and click Doom.
Yeah. Oh my god, like Doom's Quest instead of King's Quest.
Doom's Quest.
I'm sure there's a mod somewhere.
That activated some almonds. It's like, wait a minute, that sounds kind of fire.
Right.
I'm sure there's
like
a fan
that,
game
or it would have ended up on Newgrounds at some point. I would have played it.
That was
Seriously.
actually King's Quest was one of the games I wanted to play on my charity stream, so that's kind of funny that. But.
Which one would you pick out of all?
It's the new one, the 2011 one.
Okay,
right. I think that one's episode 10 or whatever, but it's the newer one with the newer art and everything. If I could play all of them like easily, not having to like emulate and go back and do all that crazy stuff, like I think I would. I just want to enjoy the old school fun of it. So.
I bought the King's Quest collection on Steam.
On Steam, okay.
Yeah, so that you can get the collection and you don't have to run DOSBox or anything like that.
Okay, cool.
I got it when it was on sale, which is definitely worth it for me because I put a lot of time into King's Quest. I want to say 5 and 8. I think 5 and 8 were the 2 that I played the most. But I'd have to go back and really dive in. It's in my backlog. I'll get to it at some point when I really needed that nostalgia itch. But
okay, now this coming from the guy whose favorite series has at least 10 mainline games thus far. I actually did not know that King's Quest had actually gotten all the way up to 10.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ace, it's gotten all the way to 10.
Granted, Ace, usually when we're talking about Muso Good, there's Extreme Legends, there's Empires, there's Offshoots, there's Samurai Warriors. Like, at least there's no, like, chronological confusion like with Zelda or Final Fantasy until you told us recently when we found out that Dynasty Warriors 2 was 3.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. All right. And
learn something new every week, right?
Yeah, something new for a new headache when I'm just like, great, now I have to know that and try to remember that.
I'm sorry.
All right. Looks like people are trickling in here. But I want to take this time to introduce myself and also the special month that we have of June. This month is usually when I do my St. Jude's Play Live for charity. So if you guys are feeling generous and want to donate to the kids for children's cancer research, feel free to check out that link there I just posted, because I will do some crazy fun stuff for the event. So for example, the first week I did was I picked a character that was voted by the community, and we just played it. We played City of the Wolves on hard mode, and then the next one I did, I played Ninja Turtles with that, and also the Punisher. But the next one I'm thinking, I wanted to kind of play this game on stream because I think it's a fun interactive game. What is that? 5 Hearts Under One Roof. Have you guys heard of that game?
No.
Oh man, let me get the artwork for you guys. It is a harem game.
Oh boy.
And I think it'd be a fun playthrough for everybody here to see. This is the sequel, but you kind of get the idea of what kind of game this is.
Oh,
Lord.
oh. I remember seeing something about this. Okay, continue.
So this would be my game of choice for the next stream play. I'm trying to see if I can get the first one here, but like I've seen other people play this game, and it's a choose your own adventure game with full motion video.
Right.
Basically, you got to get a girlfriend by the end of it. You either get one or you get none.
Nostalgia, full motion video. Okay.
Yeah. So it kind of brings me back to like that early like kind of like the mid 90s, like those kind of games like Sewer Shark and Night Trap, right? So
oh yeah.
It's kind of funny. So and then I just realized,
you mentioned full motion video, and the first thing I thought was Night Trap, especially after you mentioned what kind of game this is.
Right. And here's the thing though, there's a bunch of these on everywhere, even on the PlayStation, right? There was one where you pick a goddess. Like it was like a Chinese, like you wake up in this mystical land, and all these goddesses are like, "What are you doing here?" And you pick one goddess, and they all are jealous of each other. You know how that works. So, but yeah, there's pick up. It's
this
basically
sounds like Honey Pop with less fun. Match 3.
It's like pick a theme, pick an aesthetic, and they have a game for it. So it'd be a fun like what single sit through playthrough. So that'd be fun, and have the community involved and be like, oh, who should I pick, chat? Kind of have a conversation about that. So
you have a chat choosing your digital harem.
Anything for the kids.
Wow. Okay.
That is happening this month.
Hashtag for the kids.
Yeah, that is
think of the children.
So
not too much while you're playing that game, please.
Appreciate you guys letting me participate in your Play Live programs. Awesome. And you guys that can't donate, please, sharing is plenty enough for us. So, all right. Before we get the show going, I want to kind of share and kind of talk about our kind of motto for the show. What is your gamer quotient? You guys have been hearing that. You guys have been seeing it on shirts, right? But what the hell are you talking about, GQH, dude? Well, what's your gamer quotient? It's more than just a tagline. This is actually something I thought about for a long time. It's the question at the heart of the Gaming Academy. Your gamer quotient is how you approach the hobby, right? What you play, why you play, what you learn, and how intentional you are with your time, money, energy, and attention. We talk about these things because, games are expensive, right? Your time is very limited. A lot of people here work full time. So we want to max on the time that you do get to play, and also stretch out that dollar. This is why we have segments called the Watchdog, where Oliver gives us deals on games, right? And this is all part of our enriching your life as a gamer and through gaming. Now, whether you're chasing mastery, nostalgia, fun, community, or growth, your gamer quotient is your personal gaming fingerprint. So every time we ask, what's your gamer quotient? What we're really asking is, how do you play with intention? Okay. And that's kind of our motto around here, right? So I would say you weren't here last week, Nick. So there's more than one answer, clearly. But which one of these do you think that resonates the most with you of your gamer quotient? Oh, you're muted.
That's tough to start over my sentence. I've coughed. Apologies for that. It's tough to say because when I call myself a completionist when I go into games, it's very hard for me to just sit down and do one thing. I want to try a little bit of everything. So I can't look at all these and say one fits me to a T because I am a lot like the explorer, but I'm also a lot like the storyteller. When it comes to the way that I play games, when I'm intentionally sitting down to play a game, I love exploring. I love seeing the world building, but I also love the characters, and then the social aspect always pulls me in as well. So, like I said, there's not one that fits me to a T, but honestly, the explorer and the storyteller kind of fit where I get into my games or
Yeah.
what I do when I sit down to play.
Yeah. So one of the checks here says, what excites you the most? Progress, discovery, mastery, right? Last week I was talking about actually everyone in this panel is probably all 8, right? But the games that we play trigger specific quotients in us. You know, like if Ace is playing Dynasty Warriors, right? He's probably doing the Lab Monster or a comfort game, right? Or even a storyteller, because the Muso games have always told that story, right? But he also plays other games as well, like a fighting game, right? That could be his competitor side, that could be his Lab Monster. So each game specifically kind of drives these things out of us. And I noticed that because I'm a variety gamer, right? I love XCOM, and I want to play Midnight Suns, but at the same time, I just played Assassin's Creed Origins, and I loved exploring. I love the story, right? So it's each game brings out a quotient in each of us, and I think that's what this gamer quotient is all about. But it kind of just helps us and brings attention to like what is really like, what part of your gaming soul is talking to you when you pick up a certain game.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, with that said, chat, which one are you? Put it in the chat. What numbers are you? I would say general. Pick 2 or 3 is usually the big chunk of that for you. Yeah.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say over the past week, mine have actually shifted somewhat, especially with what I've been streaming. Because again, I've been going through and jumping between different JRPGs this month, so I've been, I've been indulging in more of my storyteller side.
Good. Yeah, that's I mean, I was playing Ninja Turtles, right? That's definitely a social player. It's designed to be like a multiplayer game. Also with Punisher, which is like to me my comfort game. It's a beat 'em up, right? I love the story of the Punisher, which makes me put it in the storyteller. But I also played Adventures of Elliot the day after, and holy smokes, man, that game! That game, honestly, I would tell you, chat, and I don't want to go into it too much. It made me felt I was playing Chrono Trigger for the first time again. That is crazy. Like, if it made me feel good,
That's
it made
just
me
awesome.
Yeah, it made me feel like I discovered something new, even though I've been playing games for over 30 plus years. Adventures of Elliot really brought that child out of me. Like we were mentioning a lot of children tonight. It's crazy. But yeah, it was a good time, and it definitely has my insert coin approval, because that's exactly the segment that we're going to be leading off to here. Is if it's your first time here, guys, we are going to be covering the Summer Games Fest on our specific games of choices, but we're going to do our insert coin, basically our grading scale, right? So this part of the show basically is if you're going to get it day one, you're excited to pick it up, and insert that coin. That's going to be it for you. Guys, do you have an insert coin game right now on top of your head that came out of Summer Game Fest?
Dynasty Warriors 3 Remastered.
To no one's surprise.
to the surprise of absolutely negative 0 people.
Well, I mean, if we dive in and talk about it, there's a lot of different ones I can say that,
Just take one. Take one.
Well, actually, no. If I'm being serious though, like outside of Dynasty Warriors, Gundam Rogue Orbit.
Okay. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Gundam was pretty cool, and
Yeah.
I immediately started.
Ooh, Jagos has a good one.
What did Jago say?
Virtual Fighter Crossroads.
Hey,
That's a
right.
really good one. That's a really good one. But hey, you know what? I'm gonna stick to my bias and stick with Phantom Blade Zero. That's gonna be my choice. It's more realistic than the other ones because it's coming out relatively soon. So
Honestly, then for me, I'm probably just there's a couple I really want to talk about,
Yeah.
but Fable will be
Fable?
mine.
do they want? Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
if we're talking about
All
the
right.
stuff that's coming out, then still Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah. That's
All
just
right.
off the top of my head from everything that was coming along. Like, absolutely.
No, all good. Now the next one is wait for continue. This one is more like it came out, but I'm gonna hold off a little bit, maybe on the second season, the first patch, or whatever. There wasn't really a game that there was. I'm kind of thinking of it really deep on what I saw that is a wait for continue for me. Because there were a lot announced. On top of your head, anything that you're like, it looks cool, but I think I'll wait.
Ocarina of Time remaster.
Oh, you'll be waiting for a while.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for quite a while. I'm waiting for continue because I don't have a Switch too, man. I need to figure out if I'm going to be able to afford that
Yeah, that's right.
one day or what I need to sell to afford it. Like, there's still more that I want to see that, like, jokes aside on it. Like, obviously, Ocarina was my favorite. It was the first one that I really dived into outside of the NES one I had when I was a kid.
Mhm.
So that one's like, I'm excited for it, but it's just like all we got was a teaser, basically. So I'm just like, man, what is this going to be? What is it going to look like? What are we going to actually get for it? So that's an easy pick for me
Okay.
there.
Fair. Ace, what about you?
Phantom Blade Zero.
Okay. You're fired.
Large-
No, I'm just kidding.
You're
Largely
fired.
because I've got other stuff that I want to spend my money on first.
No, you're good, you're
Like, I got enough day ones that's like Phantom Blade Zero is almost there. Almost, but Dynasty Warriors.
Hey, the man knows what he likes. I think mine immediately, like from what I'm looking at this list, I'm curious about. I'm not a big Persona guy, but I did see that Persona 4
Dude.
remake.
Yeah, the revival looks good. Persona 6 has me confused.
Oh, I can see why, because the aesthetic has been that metaphor for style,
Yeah.
right? But I think they're going back to creepy Persona 1 and 2 style now.
Certainly with the color scheme, it makes you think that.
Yeah, and hopefully it does. Maybe there's going to be two worlds, one anime world and one creepy world. I don't know. So, that'd be kind of fun. That'd be a nightmare for artists. Right.
I mean, we'll find out.
And this is why it's a wait for continue for me. There's just not enough details in it. Even though I do want to they do a good job. Persona, I love stuff.
Another one just on that thought,
Yeah.
wait for continue, is State of Decay 3. Like,
Mm.
it's been building for a long time, and I got to see a little bit of it through its development when I was working on research studies with those and getting people to do the playtest we would do for it, kind of thing. So I'm really interested to see this final form that it is. It's finally coming out, because I did enjoy the other two. So I've been kind of bated breath with this one. So I want to see a little bit more. I want to see what they're kind of doing with it. So that's where I'm at with it. Just kind of wait for continue.
Right now. All right. Well, the one here, the next one, and the last one on Insert Coin is Game Over. This is not necessarily like, no, it's a no for me, dog, but like maybe like on a super, super crazy sale, right? Or just like I don't care what it is, it's just not my genre, right? And I would say mine immediately comes to, it's hard because I'm interested in Dust Bloods, but if it's an extraction game, like Night Rain, it's a no for me, dog. It's a game over for me, unfortunately.
No for me, dog.
Yeah. So that is my game over immediately if it's that type of game that I'm thinking it is. How about you guys?
Yeah, for me, like, I can't pinpoint one, but I can say the majority of the Xbox showcase, largely because I'm just not really into first person stuff lately.
Yeah. You've never been though, right?
I mean, like the last time I was really into like any first person games or like first person shooters was Rise of the Triad, Heretic, Hexen, Shadow Warrior.
Classic. Nice. What about you, Nick? Anything?
Souls-like, any Souls-like. No, thank you.
Dust Bloods.
I'm done, man. Just I'm
Not for
burnt.
you.
I don't even like him anyway. Like, Wulong 2 looks good, but it's just like the moment I watch the combat, I'm just like, I'm out. Like, the closest I'll get is I really do want to check out, because I didn't play the first Stellar Blade, but the follow-up looks really good. I want to give that a shot. really
we
dig the
talked about
aesthetic.
that last time. So
Yeah.
all right, let's well, that's it. Let's just get going here. Let's chat about Summer Game Fest and what happened. Well, I mean, there were some other shows that came out with that too, right? There was the Xbox Direct and also the Nintendo Direct. And if you want to cover what we covered last time, check out our last episode. I think Ace talked about Stellar Blade Blood Rain, right? I talked about I didn't really talk about Fantasy Blade Zero, but I talked about Resident Evil Code Veronica remake a little bit. That is kind of interesting. I do want to check that out. But I think what I really want to see more flushed out for like next time they have a show is The Last Ronin, right? TMNT The Last Ronin,
Yes.
Yeah.
made by Platinum Games. Let's see if I
That
can
was
find
one.
any.
That was one I sent to a buddy of mine because he's a huge like TMNT fan and kind of a collector nowadays, just like the older toys we had when we were kids, kind of thing. And I know how much
Yeah.
he loved Last Ronin. I sent him that. I'm like, dude, Platinum Games, Last Ronin. I'm excited for this. And he's like, oh, okay. Like I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like this looks so good. Very little information, like you said. Like I do want to see more, but I'm really interested in that one as well. So I'm glad you guys at least brought it up.
Yeah, no, it's I'll bring up some footage here.
Yeah, and we also last week we also talked a great deal about Attack on Titan 3.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, get us caught up on that if you want to. I don't know if you saw any of that, Nick, but let's see what we got.
But yeah, with AOT3, I mean, seeing as how Oliver and I were playing two recently, we're finally going to have the game that covers the entirety of the anime from start to finish.
Yeah.
And they were already showcasing like a lot of the major scenes from later in the series, and it looks like they're doing them justice once again.
Well,
I'm gonna pull up. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What are you gonna pull up?
I was gonna go one by one. I'm gonna pull up the E-Day trailer.
I saw that Squall was asking in chat about throwing it up, so I thought I'd throw this up. So one of the things that we kind of talked about pre-show, just for everyone in chat to understand why we're kind of starting here, I had a pretty hard whiplash. I missed the show last week. I saw this Xbox showcase when it was out on Sunday. It was at the same day as my daughter's birthday, so it's like I was already up and awake and ready to go. Put this on. I really liked the Xbox showcase. I thought it was one of their better ones in a long time. You can see the list of some of the ones up here. So I was super excited. And then a week later, now we're here, and all the news kind of breaking and rumors stuffing out about Xbox and potentially the shuttering of dev studios like Ninja Theory and Compulsion Games and potentially Double Fine. Ace brought that up as well. Like, dude, I was having such a whiplash right now because I saw a lot of things I liked, and now we're talking about them, like revisiting and like a little bit of homework, like diving into it. And then now we've got this, this like shadow hanging over us, and just like, man, I was so excited, and now I'm so unexcited again. That being said, let's talk about what we actually saw during the showcase. One of the things that I really loved right off the bat was E-Day. I'm a big fan of Gears of War. It's one of the reasons I owned an Xbox. Really enjoyed playing it. I loved seeing the E-Day gameplay, and it brought me right back to that kind of feeling that I loved with playing the original Gears of War trilogy with my buddies, especially. So I'm really excited for this game. I was really excited when they announced it. I loved the kind of tip of the cap to the Mad World song when they did that trailer announcement for E-Day. I saw that some of the changes they made to this, like there's no roadie run really. I do like that Marcus, you can see his character get into cover and kind of shuffle along the cover that's lower as things are like broken. Like actually seeing this city that we've just heard about through the games, like seeing the original city before we know it gets utterly destroyed. Like it's really cool to see like what that world was before. So I'm really excited as someone who's played the series to see its origins. I am excited for it. I am the target audience for this. Whether or not it ends up being, what I want it to be in the end or everything, like there is some things I can nitpick about it that I'm maybe not like 100% on, but I'd love to hear what you guys actually think about this too, because I can fanboy about it, but I'd rather hear what other people are saying too.
Yeah. What about you, Ace?
I'm definitely more on the periphery as far as being the target audience for Gears of War. You know, even even back when I had my 360, I was playing more like Final Fantasy 13, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Magna Carta 2. But my brother, the same brother that got me into Dynasty Warriors, blame him, was also pretty big into Gears of War. So seeing that they're actually doing this prequel and just getting to see, just getting to see more action with Marcus and Dom, it's honestly it's not my cup of tea, but I'm just glad that it's out there.
Yeah, for sure. I get that, and I'm not trying to like fanboy defend it or
Oh
anything.
no, no.
I just absolutely loved the original trilogy. So it's really nice to kind of like see more of it and more of it done in a good way.
Hmm.
Like I'm just glad they didn't continue. Like I said, the original trilogy I loved. I played 4 and 5, but this is like the kind of spiritual successor I wanted. It's not so much the character specifically, but just kind of like the tone and feel of this is kind of what I fell in love with originally. So
Yeah,
I feel like it's got that.
back to form, as what they all say.
Yeah, like kind of what I'm saying right here with him in that cover too. It feels a little more realistic.
Yeah,
Him kind
I,
of shuffling along there.
I think one of the things they mentioned that
He's
the
got a
slide
slide.
the slide is is new, but he has a more dynamic feel to a covered mechanic. Like he adjusts to the size of the cover,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. You're not like half like revealed. If you duck behind that like really low level, he like really like lays down on cover. So stuff like that was really a good addition. It's more. It looks like it's just more Gears of War. It's more storytelling, And if we're asking what your gamer quotient is, this is really gonna cater to that like that lore building that if you like Gears, the storyline,
Mhm.
right? Like what happened before E Day, because we heard so much about it in the first game because we're kind of like just thrown into it, but this is the origin, and it's just kind of cool to kind of like see this happen.
it's one of the reasons I also love like the Fallout series, like seeing the world before intermixed with like the devastation afterwards. I
Yeah.
love that kind of like this feeling when they're walking around this department store, essentially this grocery store mall kind of thing. It's just like in Fallout when you go in, you're seeing like the old technology or the future retrofuturism. There we go.
Yeah.
Or hell,
Backwards.
just the entire opening set piece of Fallout 4.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's one of the things I felt drawn in for with this. It's just like, oh, this is the stuff that happened in the past, seeing where tech was, because you like you just said, you've seen everything after that. Shit's gonna go down. It's gonna go bad. Like, how did we get there? Kind of thing. It fills in that gap, and I think it's gonna be done in a good way. We'll see. Again, with everything that's happening at Xbox, E-Day's far enough along in development. I don't think we're gonna see any changes there, but some of the other games I'm sure will be affected.
Yeah. The movement looks really good. I think that was my big thing in the Gears of War series. The movement felt sluggish.
Yeah, sluggish and honestly the snapping to cover. I mean, if you've ever watched someone who's really good at the
Oh yeah, that's
multiplayer,
all they do.
all they do, the snap, cover, jump, slide, dude. It's the same as like the slide jumpers, the slide cancels in Call of Duty. It's just like I can't do that, man. Like, stop it.
I
This
got.
is why I don't play multiplayer.
I'm not. My skill is not unemployed. That's what they say. That's what they
Gee,
say.
thanks. They're making me feel bad for knowing how to do the jump cancel wave dashes in
Hey
Dynasty
man, if you
Warriors.
do it, more power to you. You put in, you are the tech master. Like I would
Yeah,
expect
you are
you to be able to do that. Like me, man. No, I said I was the explorer. I was the completionist. I'm not that. I'm not wave
Fair
cancel.
enough.
Speaking of no wave cancels, we were talking about this before the show as well. James, what are you feeling about this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4?
Man, I am loving it. I'm actually bringing up the trailer right now because I'm a huge fan of Modern Warfare. Right? I'm not gonna say Call of Duty, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare series resonates really well with me because man, I love the movie The Rock. You guys know The Rock, right?
Oh, of course.
Right? And the first game made
Welcome
me
to the
feel
Rock.
I was playing that movie. Right, the stakes that were at hand.
I was about to say, who were you? Were you Thomas Mason or were you Stanley Goodspeed?
I was definitely Thomas Mason, 100%.
Good speed.
Yeah. Well, like the feel of like Captain Price was basically Thomas Mason, right? And then like the guy that your character was basically Nicolas Cage, right? And I think where it really was like I got attached to like my team, my squad when they like spoilers when some of them get off in the game. I was like, oh no, man, I like that guy. Like like I really got like connected in the story, and I'm not even talking about the multiplayer, right? For them to kind of like continue it, right? Because I played the second one, which is awesome. The third one, it was kind of okay, and then they redid it with the modern warfare, right?
Oh, dude, that was one of my least favorite things when we're talking about alphabetizing at the video game store.
Yeah.
Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, you do the 4 first, but then there's Modern Warfare, and there's Modern Warfare 2, and then there's Modern Warfare 2, 2.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like as far as like the world building, they've always kind of like kind of the enemy was always usually the Russians. So I'm glad that they're kind of changing it with Korea, and like because now new scenery, new languages, new people, new interaction, new culture, new everything. Their weaponry is probably different, and their tactics are probably different too. So I'm interested in that. Like even what we're seeing here, like I love it. Like I know this is like DMZ or whatever it is, but like the trailer, that's what I wanted to put up is the trailer, the DMZ first look, got me excited for like how does this connect to those other games? Once again, itching that storyteller in me because I'm not a lifetime, but like I've been playing it since Call of Duty Modern Warfare OG. Let me find this other trailer. Maybe it's this one. So guys, one of the reasons why I basically like kind of fell in love with Modern Warfare was because when I was playing the first one on the last level, you had like 3 minutes to get to the control room before they launched the nuke, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing it on like not hardest, but it was like hard, right? When I pressed that button, it really hit to like 0003.
Oof.
And I was like, oh my god, that was like the most exciting like part of the game. Like for me, like that cemented me like with the storyline and how like they built the whole world and just like the scripting and the set pieces. If this can bring that back to me, they have another fan or a continuous fan. So I know it's not for everyone, but like watching this, I'm already excited. Like, what's the plot? What's the story? Who am I playing? Right? And which character am I gonna get sad when they die? Like that's kind of stuff like that. I'm already thinking about.
No, that's good. Honestly, it's good because Call of Duty needs a win, and it's good to see when Call of Duty does well and actually is liked for its various parts, not just the multiplayer or not just the single player or feeling like they don't need to do a single player. Like the industry as a whole is better for it, even if you don't play it. So we'd rather have good games than bad games. So I'm glad that you're having that kind of strong reaction for it. I'm interested in it as well. Like just seeing the setting, like you said, it's like cool. Let's do something. Let's do something different. We were also talking about this before the show because I immediately thought of Homefront because you fight the North Koreans. But that was 15 years ago in 2011. In the ye old years.
The before times.
The before times.
My first question is, how is Captain Price still alive, dude? Like I haven't played the second and third modern warfare. I'm just gonna call it that. But I recognize this girl from the first game. But like he's gone through some stuff, so I'm really interested in like where they took the story.
I don't even know. It's just a clone.
I don't even know if Makarov is the main bad guy still. Like I don't even know if they went with that story yet. One of my playthroughs for 4th of July.
There you go. I was gonna say do a little deep dive, figure out Price's story before you get into it. Yeah, because that could probably just be an entire content thing on its own.
What I'd really like to see is to see the story from Price's perspective, but also from like those new Korean fighters. Like, and then maybe somewhere along the lines they meet. Like, it's almost like Battlefield, right? Where
I'm sure you're going to get both. The way that they're really leaning on this, it seems like you're going to get both sides of the conflict. Kind of. I mean, they've been fans of doing that before.
I never realized that. But do you know who that is? That guy Price was fighting?
Oh.
That was Ghost. And Ghost died in the second game.
Just wheeling them back out, boys.
Oh no, story. Just like this Rise Coffee commercial.
My man's been has been
We
spoiled.
are farmers.
We don't have to go through every single one, but I definitely wanted to call out Halo campaign involved really quick. Super shiny. I wasn't expecting it to look that shiny, but it looks good, as opposed to some of the shiny UE5 updates we've seen. It's just like, oh, why does it look shiny? That's not what it's supposed to look like. That one actually looks good, and it got me excited to see it. I already said
So it's
Interpoint.
polished instead of shiny.
Right. Very polished. I do like that we're getting new missions with Johnson that lead up to the story.
All right.
So that's kind of a cool addition as well. So I really dig that. So I'm more excited for this than I thought I would be after seeing this trailer, just because I'm hesitant to hang my cap on anything Halo since Infinite. Um, this one got me back on board for okay, I do want to play this.
Who's making this?
Halo Studios.
Okay.
So 343 was shuttered and then rolled into a new studio called Halo Studios.
Yeah.
And again, with everything happening at Xbox right now, there's been rumors potentially about there might be some losses at Halo Studios as well. I can't imagine that would happen right now where they are in development, but at the same time, it could easily happen depending on how much money they have to cut. So,
right.
There's already been the rumors as well as if this does well. There's already development started on Halo 2 and 3 Evolved as well. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Props to the artists of making a new look for Master Chief, but still honoring the first Halo suit.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. The visuals, like I said, is that jump to UE from their Slipstream engine. This looks better than I thought it would be, and I was afraid of the shininess, but now I'm kind of sold on it. So, yeah, man. Hopefully, this maybe gets rid of some of the jank. This gets them into some of the stuff that people complained about for a while. So I don't know. We'll see. I talked about Fable at length before. We don't need to throw that one on. That one's going to be a buy for me.
Yeah.
The combat, from what we saw in it, does look a little clunky. So I'd be interested to see how that looks moving forward. We still got plenty of time till that game comes out. But I'm sold on it. I love the world. It's beautiful. If you haven't watched the gameplay trailer for that, watch it in your spare time. It's a beautiful world. The facial animations are a little whack when you see this beautiful world. So there's some things that I'm just they've got time to polish. I hope this gets polished up, kind of wish list stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that world, the moment the music hits, I'm really interested to get into that world. It's going to be great.
Are they just getting rid of the morality system overall? Is that is that a Fable thing?
There's still a morality system to it, but it's not like the original Fable trilogy where you'd have horns spouting out of your head or angelic wings or a halo. They got rid of that overt kind of change, but the world reacts differently to you depending on what you do. So it's a little more complex than that, but they took away the thing that a lot of people loved, myself included, of just the physical change of you turning evil or being a goody-goody. So it's not overt, like I said, but it's still there, absolutely. Because, dude, you can literally buy most anything in that game. You can buy houses and evict people. You can fire people at will. It's
messed up.
You can just be a piece of shit, and people will know you in the world for it in that place. So it's there are ways to be evil that are a little more insidious and overt, like I said. So
we're trying to escape reality here. Go back to it. All right, so I know that's what I'm trying to look at here. What was Valor Mortis? I don't remember that.
Oh man, I remember that one coming up.
I think that one was Was that?
It was the first person Dark Souls game where you're in France.
Yeah, the Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, it was from the creators of Ghost Runner.
Interesting. So that's different. One of the games we talked about last week, since you were
French Revolution Souls. Thank you, Andre.
we talked about the Blood Messenger. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Blood Message.
Blood Message. Do you have any thoughts on that one, Nick? So I'll pull up the gameplay here in a second. But it looked like Chinese God of War gameplay. It looked really good, but you know, it looks good, but doesn't mean it plays good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I had to pull it up because I completely forgot about that one.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Thanks for pulling that up. Again, it gave me that feel of Souls-like, and I didn't want to play it. I thought visually it's great. This is a game that I'll watch you or I'll watch content creators play.
Yeah. Really? It's gonna
But
give you Souls vibe?
from what if I'm thinking of the same one,
Let's go. Let's fast forward to the combat here. It's like behind the back view, so it kind of gave me that like Kratos vibe.
okay, I must be thinking of a different game. I don't quite.
Where's
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different game. I don't remember this one.
But look at this. This is like so cool. Like definitely quality here. Like it's high. You know, there's some money put in this game.
Probably might have been thinking Wuchang too.
All right, Wolong.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, Wings of Ember. That's right. I remember the subtitle now. Yeah, no, I don't remember this one. That scene of him stabbing the sword kind of reminded me a little bit of Uncharted.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Like there's a scene where he like, and I'll find it here in a second, where he pushes a guy and the guy like hits the wall, right? And it kind of reminded me that Uncharted, when you like push a guy against the wall, they react to the wall too. So it's really cool. Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah, this one will have to be. I have to wait and see. Yeah, I completely conflated this with a different game. I do not remember this one.
Oh, you know what I noticed too? They didn't give us any new footage on that like weird Avatar game, the battle against gods or something. So here's the gameplay.
There's a lot of games that have just been straight up missing that we're still wondering about.
Yeah. So this feels like Last of Us right now because they're snooping around here. But once it gets into the combat, it honestly feels like God of War.
Yeah, Last of Us, a little bit of Uncharted.
Yeah. I think I say God of War because it's behind the camera view.
Yeah, definitely. What is this action adventure? Is it? It's a single player game, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, like a storytelling game. Here we go. Check this out. Oh, get him, get him. Combat. There you go. Yeah, right. It's like it feels like God of War. Like, oh, I'm sure that's contextual, but like the stuff like this, it looks really interesting.
I do like the setting. So it's set during the Tang Dynasty.
Yeah.
So from the little bit that I'm reading about it right now, I mean, it seems interesting. It's going to be basically set during the historical backdrop, and it's focusing on him and his son as they're making a journey across Asia.
They're doing Asian Last of Us. That's crazy.
Oh no!
Many of them, Last of Us.
Yeah, no, that's something I'll have to check out. It's something I completely like whiffed on. I had no idea. I don't know about you two. I saw Crazy Taxi and I'm in. They played the Offspring song and I'm like, Crazy Taxi.
No need, sir.
Right,
I'm already on it.
Yeah, no, it's I was told that I'm excited for it. And at the very end, the fact that it's like, I hope you have your passport, and it's like, oh, it's gonna do a world thing, and then it pops up with world tour. Like, dude, I am so ready for Crazy Taxi to make a comeback. The only knock I had against it is seeing this trailer again. The characters and stuff at the very beginning, right there, as he's like setting up, almost gave me Fortnite vibes. So I was a little concerned of just like what the direction was going to be. But watching this gameplay as they're driving around and stuff, it immediately brought back the nostalgia for me. And I am so excited to play like an updated version of this. My concern would just be like, how much are they charging? Is this going to be a full price game? Like,
I think honestly, $29.99. One of the ways they can alleviate the price, honestly, on this type of game. Hell, just throw some ads in there, like what they did Pizza Hut and KFC last time, right? Maybe if that can alleviate the cost of the game, I'm okay with that, as long as it's not disruptive. One of the things that you do in the game is deliver pizza. So
yeah, there's going to be mini games and stuff thrown in as well.
I mean, considering what's been going on with Pizza Hut, and also the fact that they opened a freaking Ninja Turtle pizzeria in SoCal,
Santa Monica.
this is like rape. this is prime real estate for pizza advertisement here.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, it's like this kind of game I think is going to be $29.99, right? This is like not a full price title. It's AA clearly. There's already been discussion that and they already revealed that they're using generative AI for this game, right? And I appreciate them disclosing that immediately versus like us finding out. But like if this game it hopefully it doesn't cost them too much to make, and hopefully it sells enough for them to be like, wow, people really like Crazy Taxi for what it is, right?
Yeah. Again, like it for what it is. I'm excited to see it back. That's just kind of the vibe I had from it. But I do, like I said, it's just the fear of like the cost is like, what am I paying for this nostalgia right now?
one of the things that people were bringing up was like, is there going to be a mode where it's like Crazy Taxi versus Uber, like like that type of services they're like competing against each other? Because they did say there's going to be multiplayer.
Yeah, there's gonna be multiplayer. It's gonna be world tour, so we're gonna see a lot of new locales. I don't know. I'm excited for what could be, but I'm still wait and see mode.
So wait for continue on that one.
Wait for continue on that one. One that I'm not waiting for continue on that I'm absolutely getting right away is Vivarium. If you pull up the trailer for that one, I love the art design with this, and I was sold immediately just on that. And I'm really excited to check it out. And it's not my usual vibe. It's not a game that I usually will sit down and play. It's definitely one I have to like hear through the grapevine and I'll check out and eventually love. Like I saw the trailer for that and I wanted to play it right away. And I don't know if it's just like where I'm at in my life right now. Like I figured this would be something my wife would want to check out too. But I love this older anime aesthetic that they have to it. Like go for it.
I said, what did I call this, Ace? Not Ni no Kuni?
Yeah, pretty much. Because the first thought that came around was like, what is this? Studio Ghibli?
A little bit.
It's cool. It's endearing. It's charming.
Yeah, and that's really what pulled me in. Was just like, man, this is not the usual kind of game that I play, but just seeing the art style and what they're kind of the vibe they're going for on this, like, cool, man. I'm checking this out. I want to get into this game. It seems cool. And it struck me as well because there was a couple of my friends that told me the same thing when we kind of did our like meetup afterwards. Like, hey, did you check out the showcase? What do you think? And a couple of them who do not play games like this as well specifically call out this game. And I think it's just like you said, that vibe that it gives out. And it just got me interested, man. I don't know.
I was like shocked by this. Like, so you're like in a module, like, are they self-aware that they're in a module? Like, stuff like that, like, was really...
Yeah, that's what we're going to see. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of just that when we first got the Grounded game. It's just like, do they know they're shrunk? Like, is it going to be a little tongue-in-cheek? Like, are they trying to get back into the real world, or what's going to happen? So, we'll see what happens with that. But that's just one I remember seeing and being like, oh, this is different. This is not something I would normally go for. Same with Bad Magpie. Gave me
finally another guy with good taste in the show.
Yeah, dude. Like Bad Magpie sold me immediately. I did play a lot of Goose Game when it came out, but Bad Magpie is like, I can't wait to be a terror.
I brought that up at work because we have a gaming channel at work, and I said my favorite game on the show was Bad Magpie. And they're like, what the heck is that? And I said,
Bad Magpie is, I'm finna be a nuisance on purpose.
So I had to show him the trailer. And then the conversation went to, is it even a bird if it can't fly? I was like, what the heck? This gave me like a Ren and Stimpy vibe.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I don't know, man. It's just, especially that first scene when there's like they're seeing the fire in their eyes and they're freaking out, and then just watching this
cool.
Magpie just like this part right here where I was like, oh, it's sad. There's a sad story. He's left alone, but then he just becomes a terror, and I'm like, great, cool. This is his origin story.
this is his
villain arc. Yeah. Yeah, I like the art.
Yeah, it's the same reason I liked Duck Game or Goose Game back in the day. It was just like the simplistic nature of it, but just the fun you can have with it, just the entertainment factor. So yeah, man, that's one that stuck out with me. The rest of the
they
stuff on the showcase were pretty straightforward. Ace, I don't know. I've been talking a lot. I know you heard last week. Was there anything else from this showcase before I pull up the other one?
Uh, no, I think we've pretty much just gone all the way down the list. Now, again, while I'm not very much into the whole first person thing, I do like the vibes that I got off of Magicians and Clockwork Revolution.
That's true. Magicians did have some really cool things going on with it too. I completely forgot about that one. I'm interested to see where that goes.
is
Definitely.
is Clockwork like our new Bioshock without having been without
Yeah,
Kinda.
honestly, yes.
yeah.
But that's one that I'm planning on definitely checking out, just because of that Bioware hole in their lives right now, that will probably never be filled at this point. That's the closest we're going to probably get. However, like that's another thing with this again, the shadow that's going on right now. The dev team behind that could be looking down some cuts as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's far enough along in development that it doesn't get hit, but you can probably assume after that game launches, some people are going to be ending up losing up their jobs too. So it's
Yeah.
frustrating. I didn't really like. I remember seeing the Castlevania Belmont's Curse trailer when they first announced it. I'm like, oh, that's cool, another Castlevania. It's kind of a return to form with a little
I
bit
think
different art style. Did you have any vibe on that one?
I will Ace if you have any. I'm gonna bring up what really stood out was the artwork, so I'm gonna pull that up here.
Yeah, like I was glad to see that we got a new Castlevania. Uh, I'm a little iffy on Castlevania without Igarashi being there at Capcom, but I am definitely looking forward to seeing what comes up.
Yeah,
Because what I've seen of it so far, especially again, like you mentioned, the artwork, it looks really solid.
yeah, this thing was like I was like, whoa, that artwork's crazy. It's not the classic artwork we're used to, right? From Castlevania. I think I forgot who is it Iga also was the artist?
No, it was Ayami Kojima who's the usually the
Kojima.
artist, but
Yeah.
the artist for this one did like the older Zelda games, right?
Also, I think Virtual Fighter art was one of the things that this guy did for Sega. Chad, if you guys can correct me on that, that'd be great. But I think I heard somebody that this
Andre's already spitting facts. The artwork is done by the artist who did the old Zelda games.
He also did Virtual Fighter 2, I think. So
He threw up a big yep.
Yeah, but that was like one of the things that stood out about. He did Virtual Fighter. Okay. Cool. Virtual Fighter getting a lot of love in many places.
It's probably about time, right?
That's good. Is it Sega's turn now for revival?
Maybe.
Right.
One thing we did before we shove off that, again, the shadow of what's happening potentially at Xbox, and Chad was talking about a little bit earlier, seeing Senua there from Ninja Theory, like I was really happy to see that there was combat back in there. I know that the last game did not sell very well. It was a great experience, but very short, and some people would hesitate to call it a game. I mean, they'll make the argument for that. So I'd like to see that Senua was kind of like taking a step forward. I was really excited for that. But now hearing that Ninja Theory is potentially being shut down, like after that game gets announced week later, it's like the team could potentially get shuttered. Like
it seriously feels like they were. It seriously feels like they were planning on shutting the team down while that game was still in development. Like, now we'll still announce it and like see if we could get some investors, but nah, done.
You know what? Let's just jump into really quick chat. Feel free to throw in some information as well if you'd like to. James, you and I had started to talk about this. And we're like, let's just we'll talk about it during the thing here during the pod. But it is so expensive to make games nowadays, and Asha Sharma coming in and appearing to be the bad guy, having to make these hard decisions. We knew this was probably going to be the case, but it's wild to think that Xbox buying all of these studios, these great studios, and now shuttering them so quickly. It was the fear that a lot of people had when they really heard that deal going down in the first place. About these coming under the Microsoft umbrella. The hope was they'd get that Microsoft money and be able to go into these new projects with this infusion of money and time. But these games that are coming out, some of these studios are spending 5+ years to have a game come out, and it's middling or it doesn't do well. South of Midnight, great game, but did not sell well and didn't hit on every note for everyone, right? So you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars to get that game out the door. I forget what there was notes online. I think it was like 160 million or something like that.
Mhm.
Chad, feel free to correct me. But the fact that that came out, it's not going to meet it's not going to earn its money back, despite it being a quality game. So James, you brought up a really good point about having the leaner teams, the shorter turnaround. And unfortunately, it's just this confluence of everything's more expensive, the cost of game dev, the time it takes. Now we're up against the wall, and now some hard decisions have to be made.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the new trend is trimming. That's exactly what's going to happen here. They're going to optimize and trim. They're going to, start from scratch, basically. Then they're going to build its way back up. This is what happens when the bubble bursts. I think we had a really cool run. The run started honestly during COVID, because that was peak numbers everywhere because we were all
Yeah.
indoors, right? And I think they forgot that people like going outside also, or not everyone is a hardcore gamer. People have jobs, people have responsibilities. So those numbers that we saw during COVID wasn't a real number, and they were probably doing like a 4-6 year plan on that. This is why we have games that are that the way they were, because they were planned during 2020, right?
Mhm.
Coming out now.
They
I
had
think
that captive audience.
right, and now, and they also had the funding too, because they were they were getting money, so they would stay open and get people who had jobs still. Now we're hitting the end of that. That money's run out. Those projects are over, and now we're going. Oh my God, look, this is we got to go back because this is not working out. Unfortunately, with Xbox, I don't like it when they acquire and then they close. I feel like that's just them swallowing up competition and just to have no competition, right? It's a corporate strategy. Was her name Aya, right?
Asha.
Asha.
Yeah.
Asha. I think from what I've heard so far with her, she's amazing. She's going back to we want to be a brand, we want to be an Xbox, even changing the spelling and the capitalization of Xbox means a lot to a lot of people, right? Because it's an identity thing. Not everything's just an Xbox anymore. No, you want to play this game, you got to get an Xbox. It's adding value to Xbox. She's not touching Game Pass, right? But she's still saying that this is why you should get an Xbox, and that's fantastic. Unfortunately,
that green Xbox, man, I want it.
And she gave one to everybody that attended the show,
right?
And that to me was here's our olive branch, and I'm here to stay, right? Unfortunately, it looks like they are trimming, the fat everywhere. A lot of big titled individuals are leaving also, and I'm going to be real, and I'm going to sound kind of a jerk with this, but their choices led to where they were, and unfortunately, they were part of that tenure, right?
Yeah.
But moving forward, I think she's got a good focus. And for somebody that's coming from AI, I'm so shocked that she's I want to bring this back to the Xbox glory days, right? And to me, right there, and hearing that, it sounds good, but we gotta see the results after that.
Right.
Having 2 exclusives is a good start, right? And we talked about how things need to be less expensive. I think that's the best we can do for now for what they're asking for.
Yeah,
So.
it's another strategy, another pivot. Squall, I saw you in chat. Absolutely. There's plenty of games out there. It does not cost that much to make a game. However, AAA, Jacob's called that out as well. Just where dev is nowadays for AAA studios, Sony has fallen to the same thing. How many studios have they closed up or projects have they canceled that have been years in development that were live service titles that are just lost money now, millions of dollars down the drain? Concord costing 400 million plus, it's failure.
They bet big on that one.
Right. It's a problem across the industry in the AAA space. That's why indie games have kind of seen this resurgence and why so many people are looking for that lower price point to get their money's worth. I mean, we have an entire part of our pod devoted just to that, finding those deals, what's worth your time.
Yeah.
we've all been feeling that strain, and it's something that we had in video game retail when I was working at GameStop 20 years ago. It was just like, hey man, is this really worth the price? And we'd be like, yeah, man, absolutely. Like, yeah, this is worth $40. Like, absolutely, you've spent this many hours on it. It's why I was able to subscribe to World of Warcraft for so long. I knew how many hours I was putting into that. 15 a month was not a problem. Even when I was looking to cut back on other things, it's like, yeah, I don't have to buy a new game because I've got this game I've spent 500 days in. Hooray!
And this mentality that like we have to copy this money printing thing needs to go away. I think we need to go back to the artistic portion of game design versus the money portion of it. Squall said something there, said it takes a lot of money to make a game, like quoting Balatro, Vampire Survivors, right, etc., etc. Those titles are very like in their own unique space for sure. We're talking about AAA for sure, but back then AAA still worked out, and we didn't have battle passes, right? We just had people interested in the games that they were pumping out. They just have to know that, and the audience also has to understand we have a responsibility in this too, to say like, hey, this game is going to cost this much money, but it's going to take 10 years to come out. Well, if you want it to come out in 5, we're going to have to give it 200 more million, right? And that increases everything, and then we're upset that they get laid off after the project's over. Right. I think we guys have to be smarter as a consumer. We have to give them more grace. These are people with jobs, and these are people that are, I'm assuming they're passionate about their job, but they are literally just following orders also. Have no choice. They have to do their job.
There's definitely been a fear. There's been insiders have been talking to journos for a while now about just the fear of losing their job and being in that space. Some of my friends are still unemployed who were laid off 2 years ago.
Yep.
Like, it really sucks. It really sucks in tech right now, especially, but in the industry as a whole as well. Squall, to your other point that you just brought up as well, great point about like the console prices. Dude, the RAM prices in the world are why we're seeing these prices. Components are so expensive, and they've gone up in price exponentially, which has caused the cost of these consoles to go up. That's why Xbox is literally losing hundreds of dollars on every Xbox they sell, because of the cost of those things. That's why the Steam machine keeps getting delayed, is because of the cost of that.
They don't want to charge that much.
Right.
That's why.
And now the rumors are that potentially could be like $1,500 when it comes out at this point.
So
like,
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Right? That's what I'm talking about. We're like, consumer needs to be responsible to educate themselves so this way they can't complain. If they release a Steam machine at $1,500, they go, why does this cost $1,500? The RAM prices are this, right? Or they go, well, I'm not going to buy it. Then whose fault is that for us pushing them to release it? They're not going to lose. They're not going to take the loss on that. They want to break even at least, right? So we got to be more responsible with this and watch what we say and how we do it. Because right now, this outrage is what people click on, right? And I think that I'm over that. I'm kind of done with this whole like rage baiting stuff. People just need to be more educated in the way the game industry works.
Well, and that's part of the reason we talk and discuss things. Just being open to talk about it is really the big thing. That's why I love talking to chat about this during the pod. Like, I've been in that space before. It's the only reason that I've been able to be like, oh shit, there's a lot going on here. This kind of sucks. There's so many people that has gotten disillusioned over the years with gaming. The amount of like talent it's chewed up as well. And this is not just to like shit on gaming the entire time. We've talked ad nauseum before about how this generation in particular feels kind of flat with all the things that are happened and all the trends that have come through. So it's just the reality we face. So in that reality, what do we have to look forward to? What kind of wins can we find? That's why we've gotten those Balatros. That's why we've got Vampire Survivors, both great games that
we need those games.
Yeah. And Expedition 33, another really good example of talent that left, created their own thing. Like, that's always been the circle of life in the gaming industry, and released something great. Not every game is like that. You can go on Steam and see a lot of trash.
I want to address Jagos and Squall and Andre in chat because they're throwing some heat, on the conversation, which is good. Would games like Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, I'm gonna even say Expedition 33, would they even be in the spotlight if the industry wasn't the way it is?
That's a very good point. Because I mean, it's like with the industry, being the way it is, between prices, between just the general environment of disillusionment from all angles, really. Then you see games like Expedition 33, games like Ball Pit, ones that seem like they're rare in just what they call back to, and just the kind of fun that people have been having with them. The fact that
I
those games seem rare in this space, that's part of why they hit so hard and why they've done so well.
I would say that to answer your question, James, and to add to this combo, the as the great man, Macho Man Randy Savage always said, the cream rises to the top. Those games would have still have gotten that just if the price aside, where the industry is with AAA versus indie aside, those games were such great experiences and such great entertainment. They were always going to find that success. I think even if that wasn't the case with the current industry, that they just are that singular, they're that different. You can go into a whole conversation about like, would the industry have gone, the people who had lost their jobs that formed Expedition 33, if that never had happened, would that been a what if where we wouldn't have got that game? Not trying to go that deep. I just think that as those games had released, if we didn't have the current crunch with everything, I think those games still would have risen. They're that good. They're that good of an experience. And that's what we're trying to, I think, talk about a little bit right now, which is just creating those experiences should be the focus, should be the factor. It shouldn't be the trend chasing. It shouldn't be the engagement metrics that have been the end all be all of what the AAA space has been, trying to keep people engaged for that specific amount of time coming back that often for their daily quest to get the little drip feed that's happening. I understand the business side of it, that's what's working, and that's why people do chase that trend. But I think we're starting to get that pushback now where people are just burnt out on that. They don't have the time, they don't have the money. So where do we go from here?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm gonna disagree a little bit on that because like we got games like Lost Souls aside, right? These games that were like featured years ago, like genre, action combat, Devil May Cry. You slip something in that's very similar to that, and they got to stick out more, right, from everything else. So I think if we weren't so focused on like Game Pass bad, extraction shooter bad, right? Season Pass bad, and then I don't think these other games would have gotten that much attention. From if all the other games were following practice to what they were good at. That's just me. Just that's why it's an opinion.
Sure, I can understand that. I can still say that because of what they did differently within their genres or
Yeah.
return to an older genre, it's still different than anything that's happening at the time. Even if you didn't have those other trends, the return to turn-based that they did with Expedition hit on like what was similar with some of the games that were popular with like the Persona series or Metaphor,
Sure.
just kind of like a modern update to that.
So
It was a twist
my
of
question is, why didn't Persona sell as good as Expedition 33?
which Persona.
I would say the latest one is the best one to compete with, right? Is it the 3 remake?
Oh, because it's a remake. I mean, it didn't really. I felt like Persona didn't really blow up until 4 and then 5.
Or Metaphor? Even though there you go, Metaphor.
Metaphor was a little bit different because that was I feel what's the best way to put this? It feels niche. It's not a mass market appeal kind of game. Just like the Persona games aren't really a mass market appeal. I'm not saying they don't have fans. I'm not saying they don't sell well. I'm just saying like especially when I'm leaning on my experience of like working in the video game store, those were never the big movers. They're niche. They're more of like a different audience across seas, not big in the US.
No, yeah, I understand it, but like, what would draw somebody to play Expedition 33 then? Because if you don't play the game, you look at it from just what it looks like. It looks just like another RPG. There's nothing.
I don't think it does though. The art style is unique and different, and it's leaning on like it's definitely French, very French. It's different than anything else that's on the market. It stood out immediately the moment you saw it. It's different than what you're seeing. And that's why I'm saying I feel like that one stands above. You're talking about the mechanics and the genre. Yes, it's not going to stand out from the crowd of every other JRPG that's out there that's turn-based that has a parry mechanic. That's not going to stand out to you because you've played those genres for a while. I'm talking from like the marketing side of it. What I'm seeing with my eyeballs, my own two eyes, it's different. It's something that's different.
It's an
but
experience that was crafted.
Right, and again, both of what we're talking about is our own personal bias that we're bringing into it. Same with anyone that's watching it, for sure.
The last thing I want to bring up on chat is Andre mentioned Mouse PI is genuinely peak. I want to know what about Mouse PI that you think is peak, because there was a little game called Bendy and the Ink Machine, and nobody seemed to play that. So I don't know why Mouse PI is different. And this is just me like basically challenging why you think. Does anybody know Bendy and the Ink Machine?
No, I know it. I know it, and I've also
Okay.
played a lot of boomer shooters. I'm not as high in Mouse PI as a lot of people seem to be.
Yeah. No, I'm not like disclaiming. I just want to know why he feels that.
Why he feels that way? Yeah.
Because peak is a pretty strong statement.
For me, I always, at least for as far as Mouse PI goes, and this is not flaming. I think it's still a fun experience. Yeah. For me, it's like I enjoy the art more than the actual game. That's
and I think that's why I brought it up. I compared the two because visually, that's what it made me think of Bendy when I first saw it. I haven't played it. So
yeah, for me, it was just like going through the levels and stuff. It felt basic in terms of the way that it was put together, and I didn't get a ton out of it, but I did enjoy the artwork. So that's just my vibe on it.
Bendy was a horror game like Five Nights at Freddy's. Cool. No, I just like hearing what you guys, you know, if you guys say something, I want to know why you said it and what's your reasoning behind it. So that's cool.
Yep, this is the academy. You got to show your work.
Yep. This is like the open forum in Greece, but it's not. It's like Detroit. All right, Ace, what are we selling today?
That's a good question. So look, before we move on to our next segment, please do me a favor, as per usual. Take a good look at the screen, and just pay close attention, because this right here, this is giving full late night survival horror, city in danger, main character energy. All right, the rain's falling, the neon is glowing, the tension is high, and somehow, the Gamer Quotient T-shirt is still passing the fit check. Anyone else know why? Let me tell you. This one's for the players. It's for the thinkers, for the legends, the ones who don't just press start, but the ones who, as we always like to say, play with intention. And yes, since we're leaning into that Aya Brea Parasite Eve vibe, we have to say it. Mitochondria may be the powerhouse, but this tee is the power fit. The official Gamer Quotient t-shirt is clean, comfortable. It's made for everyday gamer style. So whether you're heading out, jumping on stream, surviving a backlog outbreak, or just trying to level up your wardrobe, this tee is going to bring the brand with you. Premium comfort, iconic design, built for gamers. And again, we wouldn't sell this, we wouldn't advertise this if we didn't have personal experience with the merch ourselves. So do us a favor, even if you're not going to buy just yet, if you feel like you're ready to level up your style, head over to gamerquotient-shop.fourthwall.com. Give it a look. Grab the official Gamer Quotient t-shirt, support the show, and remember to always ask yourself, what's your Gamer Quotient? Step back.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, just, step back into style, step back into leveling up your style. And once again, just head over to that link, give it a look, let us know what you think. gamerquotient-shop.fourthwall.com.
Squall asks if he can get the girl with the shirt. Well, we can't sell humans yet. So we have to be partner first before we can do that. So eventually.
We could work out some posters.
You got to buy the shirt first. It leads up to that. Thanks, Ace.
You have to level up the store, and you only level up the store by buying from the store.
Seeing Aya Brea in like real life is pretty cool too. Like, it's kind of neat. Like IMO. All right, next part, Nintendo Direct.
Oh, really quick fan cast for Parasite Eve. Sydney Sweeney is Aya.
Stop putting her in everything. She doesn't need to be in everything. You're only doing that because she says as part of her contract things, she has to be topless once in the movie.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
It's not actually in her contract. It just seems like it. So just you and your fan cast. Come on, Ace. Next, you're going to tell me Lou Boo should be played by Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, bro, no. Martin Ford.
Nintendo Direct for me, obviously, it's Ocarina of Time is my big takeaway. A analytics firm said of all the SGF stuff that has been shown, that was the one trailer that got the most attention and most views when they looked at all the information and all the analytics behind it. Big surprise, nostalgia coming in hot for what is essentially a teaser trailer. And that hurts my soul. It's going to be a long way away. And we talked about this too with the cost of everything. I don't have a Switch 2, man. The only reason I have a Switch 1 is because a friend of mine was so nice and gave us one because we just had a daughter and we talked about wanting to have some of those old school Mario games to play with her as she grew up and have more educational stuff. It was always my intention to get a Switch, just couldn't afford it with everything changing in our lives. So the fact that I have to get a Switch 2 if I want to play the Ocarina of Time remake makes me so sad. Because I really do want to play this because I just love the original so much. But like I said, it's I'm gonna have to wait, dude. Like, what are we even getting out of this? What do you guys? What's your take on it?
I'm glad that we're seeing more. Like, again, this is another not quite in my wheelhouse, but it's nice to see. But I need to see more. I need to see what they're going to be doing as far as, any quality of life improvements, any changes to, any changes to what's under the hood, as opposed to just, what we're seeing in the trailer. I got to see more substance.
Yeah, I think the response to this when it comes to the gameplay, I honestly feel history repeating itself. When the Wind Waker had released, everybody was going to be like, "Oh my god, this looks crazy! This is not Zelda," right? So I think we'll have that initially with this game, but then everybody is going to get warm up to it. But
Yeah.
we don't even have gameplay yet. So
Yeah, man, I am really excited to see like an updated version of the world that they built. That's one of the reasons I loved the original Ocarina so much, is it felt kind of lived in. So I'm interested to see kind of like how they built it out with modern tech, especially after playing. Like, I was really late to play the new Zelda games on Switch because, like I said, I didn't have one. I watched people play it, sure, but getting my hand on it later on, I was like, okay, cool, I can see where they're going with this more like modern take on it. Here's what I like, here's what I don't like. So potentially going back to Ocarina, like, are they going to make it more open world like Breath of the Wild? Are they going to try to keep that little more like piecemeal feel of what Ocarina had? Like, not so much zones, but you know what I mean? Like that more focused kind of like world. I'm hoping it's more like that, just because that's what I loved about those and what I liked but didn't love about the newer titles. So it's that story, it's that world, and trying to find a balance, I think, is going to be tough for them. But that's just my take on it.
yeah, that's their challenge, right? I think going to appease the diehards. Like for example, Oliver does not like Final Fantasy VII remake, right? He wants it preferably the old style. So if you change it too much, you're kind of hurting the old fan base. But if you don't change it enough, it's just like, it's just like the old game. So you have to balance it out really carefully.
Yeah, then it's not a remake; it's a remaster. It's that whole conversation again. Like, why are you putting time, effort, and money behind a project that's just gonna displease out of the gate, kind of thing? So that's tough. We got another Kingdom Hearts 4. I wasn't expecting that. Do tell. What is that response?
Bro, the people that I feel the feel bad the most for are Kingdom Hearts fans, because they, like, when was the teaser announced for this game, right? And they're only getting another teaser. Yeah, and then the update is another teaser. So like the next update will be a teaser that's 2 more minutes. Like, it's wild. I feel bad because, like, I know they're just like raving fans on this game. I'm not a raving fan. I don't understand the appeal. right? But what I am seeing is they're slightly going away from the Disney and more into the Square side of things to keep it more, I guess, available, right? Because you're not messing with licensing.
Mhm.
But like I saw this and I'm like, this is Final Fantasy 16, like with the Kingdom Hearts sticker over it. So not sure yet, and I'm not sure how I feel about Eminem being in the game. Also,
Yeah.
you'll see that here in a second. But yeah, you look at this and you're like, this is Final Fantasy 16, right? But if you think about it, I think 16 is Kingdom Hearts because that Kingdom Hearts came out first.
Yep. Get ready for more Kingdom Hearts memes. We're just gonna keep going. They already had enough lore, but now we're gonna need even more. Jago's called out as well. Fire Emblem for $80. It's just we did get some new news there with the new Fire Emblem. We also got Star Fox. You talked about Dustbloods a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
We got some definitive editions, some Switch 2 editions of a bunch of games. Was there anything that kind of stuck out for you guys that you saw from this list? Nothing, I think, beyond those couple that we mentioned already were like those were the bigger surprises for me.
Yeah, one that really stuck out for me actually is I'm so glad you scrolled down to it. That right there in the middle, Atelier Caria, aka, from the looks of it, a direct sequel to Atelier Yumia.
That's right. That's right. You were
Awesome.
telling us about that because you're big on the Atelier games. So go on.
Well, I mean, I'm getting back into playing through Yumia right now, and I'm having a blast with it because again, it's how like every trilogy, the gameplay tends to, tends to be something different. Whether it's more turn-based or whether it's more strategy, or more of the sim, more simulation-based. But the action combat in Yumia has really stuck with me, and seeing that we're going to be getting more of it with this second game, it looks like they're going to be continuing that formula of like 3 games basically in the same setting, or with like the same context informing the game, from mechanics to the visuals. And it just, honestly, I look at this and I'm going, there's just more there of what I'm enjoying from the previous game. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, looks good. Gus does a good job of making visuals. Squall mentioned something cool that I totally forgot.
Oh, heck yeah!
Muramasa is coming back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, Revenant Blades. I was really excited to see that.
Yeah,
I love the Delaware games just because of their art.
this was my choice for the direct. I didn't watch the direct, but if you guys notice, this is Vampire Survivors, but with Jujutsu Kaisen as the skid over it.
What?
And I'm totally here for this. This is cool. Okay, we were just talking about like nobody cares about AAA titles anymore. We need Vampire Survivors and Balatro. And here I am being an example of it, 100%. Like, absolutely. Like, we were talking about Legend of Zelda a second ago, and I'm like, no, Jujutsu Kaisen, baby. This is so cool. It's like, they don't need millions of dollars to make us happy. Just have a good idea, right? So, yeah, I mean, like, who knew that Jujutsu Kaisen was a choice for those Survivor series?
I certainly didn't.
This is so cool, though.
I also didn't think that Vampire Survivors would do a Contra crossover, but they did.
I know. And Castlevania, thank God. It was awesome.
Yeah, Castlevania was like, dude, absolutely do that. And that was actually one of my favorite DLCs. And it was such a huge DLC, too, man. You got so much value out of that.
Yeah. I mean, their new game is pretty good, too. That Vampire Crawlers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, it's just get a good idea, throw it in there, set the expectations. I think expectations in the industry have gotten so high that we're not allowed to enjoy small games like that anymore from the big companies, right? Because their expectations are so high. Because the next game I want to talk about is Final Fantasy Resonance. Please, Nick, do you know much about this yet?
No.
You're gonna love this, my friend. Do you remember the mobile game? Do you remember the mobile game Brave Exvius?
Yes, I do.
They canceled that mobile game. They took the assets from that and finally gave us a true to form Final Fantasy RPG.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll pull up the gameplay here.
I was gonna say our the old GM of the place we used to work at was a huge Brave Exvius player.
Yeah.
And not and it's not just a new Final Fantasy, but it's a new Final Fantasy in HD 2D.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, so they from what I've read so far, they're taking the first portion of the story from the mobile game, turning it into a full-fledged RPG, right? And then they're adding more stuff to it because you're going to be able to summon the characters from all across Final Fantasy as visions, as you see on the screen here. But to get that Final Fantasy feeling back, like we did with 6, guys, here it is. We have it finally,
I was
right?
about to say,
And
like, now considering what they're doing with this, you know for a fact that this is going to get people chomping at the bit to have Square Enix go, okay, now just remake Final Fantasy 6 like this.
well, I think what's going to happen is this is their test for that, right? And because they're using reuse assets, obviously. So they're not spending too much money on this, but they're going to get a feel of how this game goes. It's new enough for people that didn't follow the mobile game to check it out, and it's got that itch for you if you like, if you're a retro Final Fantasy player. Also, that art is new. I think that's a great addition to that, and I think they're adding voice acting. But the fact that you can get characters from all across the Final Fantasies will be this Final Fantasy is for everyone, right? Because honestly, like this is the true to form Final Fantasy, and if you wanted the action one, you're probably a newer Final Fantasy player, and this is why you have 15 and 16 for that, right? But if you want to go back to the classic, but you want a new game, this is probably what you want after that as well. So, yeah, just seeing this, like seeing Cloud, Warrior of Light, is that Zidane, and then is that
Terra?
Is that Terra? She's blonde though, so I thought it was Maria. It's just so cool. Like I'm excited to see these cutscenes as well. Like I am excited for this. By the way, the game sold out on the pre-order. I tried to pre-order this bad boy on the collector's edition. No, not allowed.
So you're saying this was the mobile game? Just they took it down to repackage it and flesh it out.
Yeah, they took because the mobile game isn't like this. The mobile game is like it's a gotcha game, right?
Right.
So they're actually turning it into a real RPG, a turn-based RPG. But all these assets were from even like the creature you're fighting right there. They're all from the mobile game. The cutscenes, mobile game, everything.
Okay. So just reusing the assets that they have is really smart. It's probably a lower cost for them to get this out the door.
Absolutely. And I love the 2.5D effects. Like that's like a big sales point for me for like if you want to go back to the old school. Like I love that that style, and I'm not sure if it's common across the board, but I think it's a good way to refresh the 2D pixel art.
All right.
This makes me interested. Yeah, that's right, Jagos. That's right. That's the point. All right. What else did you guys want to see?
I mean, that was most of the stuff from the Nintendo one that really wanted to call out.
Yeah.
Or talk about. I mean, you guys already talked about a bunch. We already covered a lot of other things. What was your takeaway as a whole from the entire Summer Games Fest lineup of stuff? I mean, it's our replacement for E3. Was this year worth it? Was it good?
The thing that I said
about the future of gaming, despite everything that we've learned since.
the thing that I said last episode was that if you guys paid attention to the games that were announced, right? I don't think there was one live service game. And I think this is what I mean. Like those games have been done. Like they want to finish those projects. They're all finished now, right? And hopefully they're seeing like the community going, we don't want this. We want true to form. We're back to what you're popular for. Unfortunately, I think it's gone to a point where it's a little bit late. But going back to the show, it was really a relief. That's my best one. To see all the single player games, story based games come back in triple to single A, I'm seeing Vampire Survivors. I'm liking Blood Messenger, right? Phantom Blade Zero, like they're all Bad Magpie. There's games across the board for me, right? And I think like to go back to our core conversation, from my perspective, if games need to take 10 years to release, I don't like that. But if people get to work for that long and they release a masterpiece out of it, right? I think that's worth waiting for, especially when there's a whole ass backlog I can go back to. Indie games to fit, to kind of fill in the gaps while I wait for a really good quality game, just so people and people that are in the industry can keep their jobs and and maintain the thing they like doing the most. So that's my take on that.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to look forward to. Absolutely. I now know that September and February are going to suck for my wallet. If I want to, it's going to be some tough decisions to be made on those 2 months.
Yeah.
I was fine being like, okay, I know I'm getting GTA 6 when it comes out. I've set aside that in my mind, that little black hole, and for the industry here at the end of the year. But then seeing all these games with their releases, like book ending that because they're trying to avoid GTA, and I'm like, man, everything I want to play is September and February. This sucks. It's going to be adding back to that. So yeah, it's. I think overall it was good. It was like you said, a lot of people leaning into this for Sony, especially, were really harping on Sony needing to go back to that single player or needing to at least get away from the live service side of things. I think the writing's been on the wall for a while there. Like you said, the trends, the things that are happening for that company, the decisions they've made, the projects they've shuttered. So it was good to see that. We still have a lot of games that are in this like not being talked about or we haven't heard from since. Intergalactic, we haven't heard anything about. Potentially, there's another Uncharted project in the works somewhere, somehow. I'm excited for that. There's still plenty of reasons to be excited for the future of games. It's just whether or not we can get there with all the changes that are happening. I still would love to see if HLX is Half-Life 3 or whatever is going to happen with that. If that's a rumor that's still going to be the case, like, I can keep waiting. I can keep the hopium in my veins. But man, everything that's going on with the Steam machine is just making it so hard to be excited about future of hardware right now, especially with the generation getting longer and longer, and the look for these companies that as the generation goes on, they're charging more for their consoles. There's no refresh. There's no middle thing refresh really for a lot of these, and the prices are just going up. This point, you expect something half the price, more people coming in, lower bar to entry, more games available, kind of thing. But this is just opposite. We're in kind of like a little bit of uncharted territory, and there's a lot of hesitancy and a lot of fear. That's why there's not a lot of risk happening in the industry. And we've talked about that as well. The inability to take risk a lot of times, at least in the AAA space.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I feel like we are, like I said, starting over again, like without having to start over again. I really wanted to bring up this game that's going to be coming out in October on the screen, but Onimusha was one of my picks. I played the demo. I suggest you guys do too. Ace, have you played the demo yet?
Not yet.
I would highly try it. I think you'd like it, Nick, because it's not Souls, but it's also not a mashing game. I
played the originals and I liked those.
It's better. It's a tactical samurai game. Sounds crazy, I know. But Ace, what were your takes on the show?
Honestly, again, just the fact that there was so little, the fact that there were so few, if any, live service titles that were being touted, and just it felt more focused, if that makes sense. Because it's like, instead of trying to push for a lot of the glitz and glam, instead of trying to make the showcase more like the award show, they just stuck to games. Right? There wasn't any. It felt like there was very little beating around the bush. It's just, these are the games that are coming out, whether they're sequels, whether they're remakes, whether it's something new. Again, there's something all across the industry from AAA all the way down to the indies that's going to catch somebody's attention?
Let's be perfectly honest about one thing. These companies know what they need to do to change. It's how resistant they are. They have access to the same data that we can see, that
If not
the
more.
journalists are able to see. They are able to see the trends, and they are able to see that people are playing less. They're having to deal with other screens for their entertainment. They also are seeing the trends of what people, like the average price of games that people are actually buying nowadays. And they're seeing that what has been done before does not work anymore if you want to survive. So this is a survival thing for a lot of these businesses. We're making these pivots now because they see where it's heading. So they've always been good at that, generally. So yeah, it's this is the state of things. I'm not surprised that that's the bent they went on. It's something that needed to happen. The industry has very clearly shouted from the rooftop now that things aren't sustainable the way they are. So they got to go where the money is.
Yeah, and I hope they're not stubborn about it. I mean,
I just
they
don't
will
think
be.
they can't brute force it anymore. They can't just throw money at it. You just
Yeah.
can't do that anymore.
That's exactly what I was gonna get to. Is like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I hope like they're not stubborn about it anymore. They're just going, okay, this is actually what people want versus what we want, right? Because they saw numbers and we're like, this is crazy. But now it's changed. Like the market just has changed. I think this live service game had its run, right? People played it. People participated. I participated. I played Destiny for the longest time, right? They're canceling that. Rip Destiny, right? Expected all those people to go to Marathon, right? But I think now it's like, even me, I'm a good example of that because I quit Destiny. I was like, I'm tired of paying for the expansions every time, right? And so I just switched my focus to non-live service games like Onimusha or single player games like Ninja Turtles and smaller games, so stuff like that. I don't often say I want to buy a game in day one. First, and I don't really feature games that I like on the screen very often. But Onimusha, I played at least 8 times on the demo, and I replayed the boss fight over 20 times. Right? This is how much I think this game has an effect on me.
So Onimusha hit you like Dead as Disco hit me.
Yeah, I guess so. I've never played a samurai game that feels this good in combat before. Right? Because like we think of samurai games, we think of like Metal Gear Revengeance, right? Hack and slash, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't really do that in this game. And it's not really like Sekiro because there is a poise meter in this game, but it doesn't have that difficulty like Sekiro. You can definitely mash your way through it, but to get the full experience, being smart with the swordplay and like parrying and blocking and dodging is the real way to go, and they reward you for it. And this is why I think this is probably my sleeper hit for this year. And I never do, insert coin on day one, especially if it doesn't have a collector's edition. But if this game by itself has wanting me to play this game, so I definitely recommend it.
There you go.
So, but yeah, I'll fast forward this to the Ganryu boss fight. That's where actually the demo ends. But this right here, like if this is a sample of what's to come in the swordplay, Ace playing this boss was like the first time I felt when I fought against Devil Hand in God Hand. Like he's like footing. He's on like equal footing with you, right? So it's only up to you to beat them. Like you guys have the same tools, same everything, right? It's just the player is what makes the difference. So they really brought that back. Like when I fought Ganryu, like we were on equal level. He wasn't being cheap or anything, but like to beat him, you just had to be better, right? There was no cheesiness. There's no cheapness. So it's it's literally Virgil. Yeah, they're doing the whole blue versus red thing, the Capcom likes it, which is super cool. Because Musashi is dominantly blue in his outfit. Red, while Ganryu is dominantly blue in his costumes. So, and I was trying to make a cool fight scene right here by like walking toward him and kind of making it cinematic, because it felt cinematic. Even this part right here felt cinematic. When the swords collide, feels cinematic. When you parry, feels cinematic. When you dodge, feels cinematic. Right? The only thing that doesn't feel cinematic is really when you slice them, right? Like that right there. It doesn't feel like you're really slicing them. But that's not the point. The point is to break their guard, to lower their stamina meter to 0, so you can do mad damage, like what you just saw on the screen. Right? That's kind of how the game works, and that's why I call it tactical samurai game. Right? Because if you take the time to parry, dodge, like it rewards you for like being patient, like a samurai. Right?
Okay.
Versus just slashing it all over the place, which you can still do. I also played this game on hard difficulty, not normal. So it was still like beatable. It wasn't like overtly oppressive. Anyway, that is my mini review of the Onimusha demo.
All right.
Any takeaways aside from that, like in gaming industry wise, or anything that you guys want to share? Live, general, gaming related.
Oh, one. So I'd say one other thing that was announced that is pretty much going to be getting my day one, because I've been here for this shit ever since a couple generations back. Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter Ascendance, yeah, absolutely. I'm not surprised. I'm sure Oliver will do the same thing.
Yep.
I actually wanted to kind of delete Monster Hunter off my my hard drive so I can go into the new Monster Hunter more excited than ever before.
Makes sense.
Right? So that's kind of just how I. So, are you guys playing anything right now? Anything specific?
I've actually been going back and playing Absalom. Like after spending like weeks playing through that one challenge that was posted on the official Twitter, I was like, you know what? Let me just sit down and tinker with putting together my own challenge just to see what kind of crazy shit I could put together.
Yeah. That's cool.
I will show you all a little bit later. But aside from that, though, I've been playing the First Ascendant and Warframe, because they've had both gameplay and story updates that have been coming. Especially like tomorrow, there's a big update for Warframe coming.
Yeah. So it sounds like you have like your usual like check-in games. Like, I kind of stopped playing Godfall. I started, then stopped. But brother, that game looks good, feels good to play, but it's like banging your head against the wall when you're playing that game. What do I mean by that? It's just the same thing over and over again, and I see the downfall of that game.
Yeah.
It looks good, it's pretty, sounds good, but honestly, there's no difference in who I'm killing. It all feels the same. So, anyway.
It ran into the same issue that unfortunately Avengers ran into.
Yeah, but at least with Avengers, I can pick different characters. Matter of fact, if we're not doing a study hall, anything out of the normal, I think we should gather the team. I'm down. Does Oliver have Avengers?
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Does it have it on PS5 or PC?
No, he's got it on a PS5.
Okay. You have it on PS5?
Like I was running it with Oliver back when it dropped.
I think, how many players is it? 5?
4.
All right, if you fill in one more, we play it on the hardest difficulty. I think that would be a fun study hall to just dink around with.
And I'm also going to need to dig back into it, because just like with Attack on Titan, like the last time I jumped into Avengers, I was pretty much like, I was introduced to a whole new level of, character upgrading and, actually working with the different elements that are in the game.
Yeah.
And it's, we barely scratched the surface back when we were playing it.
No, it's cool. Like, see, we're going back to these old games, right? Like, it's just if it's a fun game, it's a fun game. That's all it is.
Yep.
We've talked about the the cons of Avengers. There was no real vision for the game, or the way it was marketed was off, right? So it's rough because I actually enjoyed the game for what it is. It is a beat 'em up, right? But a lot of people thought it was more than that, but they also did a bad job of explaining that to us. So, anyway, Nick, are you playing anything specific except Daddy?
Dad
Wish you didn't
Simulator.
say it like that. Yeah, I've jumped back into Civ 7 with
Okay.
the updates that they've done. There's also another big update that's coming soon. That's going to add some stuff too. So I'm kind of giving it another shot. I always get that kind of itch to play some 4X games, just in the back of my head, just some little part of me somewhere. I know that you and I have a game, Civ 6, that's still sitting there waiting for us to finish.
So I just read that Civ 7 does have crossplay, so I might have to pick that up on PlayStation 5 and play.
Yeah, if you end up picking it up, let me know. If anything, if we ever get together and just like hang out, one of the new update things is you can actually, there's a new mode where you can play with multiple people, just hand off the controller.
Yeah, hot seat.
Yeah, hot seat. There it is.
Oh, that's cool.
The hot seat will be back, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the updates they've done have kind of changed it for a little bit for me, and I'm enjoying what I'm playing right now. But obviously, I haven't dug too deep. Forza Horizon 6, still draining my time. I'm a huge fan of watching like old kung fu films, and I grew up watching Jackie Chan. I made a livery for the the car he has in the movie Thunderbolt, the Mitsubishi 300 that he has in that. So I made the livery for that. I spent weeks trying to get that right. It's still not perfect because I'm a perfectionist, but yeah, man, I spent a lot of time with that. Other than
was it that shade of yellow that you were having trouble with?
No. So it was actually the Mitsubishi that's later on, the Nikos one, the red and white one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, at the very end, because they have 300 in it, Mitsubishi 300 in the game. So I had to make the Nikos livery for that. That was a lot of fun. I also decided to check out Retro Rewind. After my years in retail, for some reason, I had to play this game. It's like working in an old retro, like Blockbuster-esque store. Yeah, so I had to jump into that. I don't know, man. It's that nostalgia for those older times.
I was on my last stream on Saturday. I was about to buy one of these games, the store simulator. I think it was like Video Game Store Simulator or something. It was only like $4 on PSN, and I was like, man, do I really want to play a game where I feel like I'm back at GameStop? Like, I don't know if I want to do that.
See, I had the same conundrum, but then I'm like, oh, here's one that takes place at a video store. I didn't work at a video store. That's fine.
Yeah, that was my first job, actually, working at a Video Impact in Blaine.
Nice.
No, this is cool. Like, I'm all about this stuff. I'm willing to give it a try for the right price, right? Absolutely.
Video Impact. That's a hell of a name for a store, though.
Yeah, TCG Simulator, Store Simulator. There's a bunch of these. This is great. I love watching these on like YouTube and Twitch. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, so my only other news, guys, chat, I'll put it on the screen again, is, this is the month of charity for me. I always do it every year. St. Jude's Play Live 2026. You guys want to know more in there? One of the few charities that gives 100% of your donation to the campaign. And if you look at the campaign, it'll show you the dollar amount, whatever you give. That is probably what you'll be giving to the kids, right? It can go from art supplies to a full meal, to also toys. Like, it's stuff like that. I do this every year. And hopefully, you guys donate. If not, just share. That's all I ask. Just amplify it to everybody else that's, want to help out for the kiddos. What else is there? I mean, I think for me, there's a lot to play. I kind of have choice paralysis. But if you tune in on a Saturday, probably Saturday night, you'll probably be seeing me play one of those Chinese dating games. And that's going to be a fun stream because I want chat to be there. I want you guys to be
I'll be there to watch that because I won't be there to watch you play like the pickup artist or anything like that. Like, this seems funny.
Yeah, no, the one that I was eyeballing was like three goddess love or something like that. The story is literally you wake up into like ancient China, one of the goddesses like, are you okay? And meet all my sisters. And you're like, oh my god, get out of here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So and there's like, and since they have powers, you can't really like offend any of them, otherwise they like thunderbolt you or something. So,
So you're basically playing Oh My Goddess.
oh my goddess, Tenchi Muyo kind of brought me back to that, right?
Some deep cuts. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to. That's what I kind of want to.
He's like, I'm talking OG. I'm not talking Flights of Fancy.
Andre, what did Andre say earlier? That was really funny. It's like GQ got me getting these Asian horny games.
Right?
I was like, what the heck?
He's like, I blame you.
Isekai into harem. Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
if we get enough people from the pod to watch, you should absolutely have a Twitch integration where we get to vote for who
I would love that.
like your answers.
I would love that. All right, I'll do some research, find that out.
Chat take the wheel, like,
Oh.
I wish list the harem game in GQ on PSN. Yeah, there's like 6 of them. I wish list like all of them, right? Because like I want to try them all eventually. So we'll go with that. But yeah, with that said, Ace, take us home, man.
Yeah, here we go, everybody. Look. All right, controllers down, everybody. Wish list closed, and somebody make sure we didn't accidentally add 10 more games to the backlog during part 2. But tonight we continued the Summer Games Fest after party, and once again we put the weekend's games through the old insert coin test. Oliver's out tonight, unfortunately, so the Watchdog gets a pass on this assignment. But with Nick back in the room, we had the context, we had the history, the industry lens, and the extra perspective that we really needed to keep this conversation going. And that matters because showcase season can be loud, right? Every trailer wants your attention. Every reveal wants your hype. Every announcement wants a spot on your wish list, but not every game earns the coin. So that's why we ask the bigger questions. Is this worth our time? Is this worth our money? Is this worth our energy? Did they show enough gameplay? Is the excitement real, or are we just running on logo pops, nostalgia, and cinematic editing? Some games tonight earned an insert coin. Some landed with wait for continue because the potential's there, but we do need to see more proof. And then there are some that hit game over, at least for now, because the hype alone just isn't enough. But the real lesson's this. You can be excited and still be intentional. You can enjoy the trailers without letting them control your backlog. You can wishlist a game without promising it your wallet. You can wait for reviews, demos, gameplay, updates, and the right time. That right there is playing with intention. You start with your why. You choose your focus. You play by feel, not FOMO. And we're going to drill that into your heads, folks. Play by feel, not FOMO. Also make sure you set your win conditions. Take time to reflect and adjust, and always protect your time, because your time is part of the coin too. It's a part of that currency that you can't get back. So as you leave class tonight, remember, don't let FOMO mash the buttons. Don't let your backlog become the final boss, and don't spend your coin just because the cabinet's loud. Some games deserve the quarter. Some games need to wait for continue. And some games just need to see that game over screen before they speed run your wallet. When a game finally earns your time, finally earns your money, your energy, and your attention, that is when you drop that coin in with purpose. This right here has been Gamer Quotient Gaming Academy Summer Games Fest After Party Part 2. I'm Blazing Ace Nelson, reminding you, as always, stay sharp. Protect your quarters. Don't continue bad habits, and never let hype speed run your wallet. And as always, ask yourselves, what's your game quotient? Until next time, make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Class dismissed.
Class dismissed.